Oh my God, listen. Wow.
Claustrophobia, ghosts and complete darkness. 24 hours underground.
What is it?
Welcome to Most Haunted. People usually associate ghosts with old buildings, castles and graveyards, but you'd be amazed at just how many strange places ghost sightings are reported. And one such place is here, an old disused underground station in London, and it's called Aldwych.
There are 40 abandoned stations on the underground network, and Aldwych is the most intriguing of them all. The station was built in 1907 and was known then as the Strand, as it was built on the site of the old Royal Strand Theatre. It's said the ghost of a young actress has been seen on many occasions. Maybe she refuses to take her last curtain call. The Strand, or Aldwych as it was known later, was closed for most of World War II and used as an air raid shelter. It became a second home to many Londoners of all classes and ages, sheltering each night from the bombs and destruction above. Given the strong associations with the Second World War, we thought this would be the ideal location to conduct a time slip experiment. Some experts in the paranormal field believe that surrounding yourselves with the costumes and artifacts of a particular period can induce time itself to replay. By spending 24 hours in the tunnels of the London Underground, we hope to experience some kind of paranormal activity. Are there any souls still present believing that the war never ended? Will we meet the lady who walks the platforms, or would the dark, claustrophobic tunnels get the better of us?
To help us with our 24-hour vigil here at the London Underground, we've enlisted, of course, our usual members of the crew. There they all are. Say hi. Hello. Got Mark on camera. And Martin there, who's never scared even of the dark, are you, Martin?
Never.
And not only do we have the motley crew, but we also have the help of our usual experts. Jason, I know you think it's a little bit strange that I made you wear this outfit, but I have heard that if you wear uniforms, costumes from the past, it can entice paranormal activity.
Well, it's not scientific at all, obviously. It's great fun, and I think if you look at the histories and studies that have been taken place of places where people reenact the past, like manor houses where they have Tudor reenactments, etc., you do get a lot of alleged paranormal phenomena happening when people are in fancy dress and people are reenacting the past. So it might, if you believe in ghosts, make something more happen.
Apart from that, I think it's good fun anyway. Now, Jason, you normally bring the EMF reader with you, don't you, and other bits of equipment, but you're not going to be using any of those tonight, are you?
Well, no, there's a lot of natural electric energy around here because of the electricity in the tunnels which power the trains, so we won't be able to detect any unusual fluctuations.
Now, we've caught things like orbs. We know that they're connected with haunted places. Do you think that maybe we might catch anything here tonight? Not just orbs, but any paranormal activity, because it seems very sort of cold and empty.
I think what's more likely to happen here is that people will just become irrationally scared because of the dark, because it's cold, and because of the rats.
Rats?
Well, it's naturally rats here. They'll be scurrying around our feet, I'm sure, later on. So if you do feel something touching you, it won't be a ghost, it will be a rat.
Thanks for sharing that with me. I'm not happy about that. So did you all know that?
Yeah.
See, they kept it from me.
Jason was laughing now, but the fear was to get to him before anyone else. We had our usual crew with us, but we needed the help of our spiritualist medium, Derek Akora, who would be arriving later. All of us got the feeling we were going to need all the help we could get in trying to find any supposed ghosts.
We've been down numerous tunnels. You've got new guys with you. They do get a bit worried. You get nervous and edgy. They get nervous. And as soon as they hear anything, that's it. And they just don't know what's in front of them. And also they don't know what's behind them. We've been down tunnels and we know all the systems off, the juice is off. And you get icy cold blasts of winds. You hear various sounds, wind changes down there. You hear warm blasts of wind, cold blasts. It just gets things like that. Different noises, a bit eerie at times. The drivers of the train were asked to stay for the night, but for some reason they weren't very happy about the idea and got a bit spooked by it and said, no, really? Yeah, I believe in ghosts.
This is the eeriest place I think I've ever been to. It's just so quiet and hardly anybody ever comes here anymore. And if you imagine what it must have been like during World War II when the air raid went off and everybody rushed down here to get to the platform and to feel safe. But I think another reason why I feel very frightened is because it's so dark. It's very, very cold and very, very quiet. And this is the very platform where the supposed ghost of the actress is said to walk. In 1907, the Strand station was opened. But strangely enough, it was never very popular with the public. And within 10 years, the Eastern Tunnel, that's the one I'm standing on now, was closed down and fell into disuse. Now, out of all the tunnels that we're visiting tonight, this one in particular has an incredibly weird feel to it. And a lot of cold spots have been reported here and very eerie feelings.
Before we started our investigation, we had to get a few things straight. This was to be one of the most dangerous places we were to spend the night, and safety was paramount.
I don't know which tunnel we want to go down. We want to go down all of them, don't we?
Yeah, we've got problems with actually walking on rails.
Yeah, even though there's no electricity, we can't walk on the rails. We've got to be very careful about that. And I think what we may do, if everybody's happy with that, is to split up into small groups.
I mean, let's face it, we're going to be wandering through the tunnels of the London Underground. I mean,
People will think they experience things here because it's the irrational fear of the dark. But here, rather than having the moon and perhaps a street light, we've got absolute, complete pitch darkness without our torches, and that will instill a lot of fear.
it's going to be great.
Do you know the most frightening thing is that Barry is going to be locking us in?
No, he's giving me the key.
Well done! So we're going to be locking you in, and he said, is that all right? And I went, yeah. And I thought,
What happens as well if there's an emergency?
Yeah.
You know, we can't get out.
I have heard a story that this station, we know, was built on the site of a theatre. The theatre was actually demolished to make way for the station. Construction started in 1898, the actual station being opened in 1907. Allegedly, in those days, each theatre had its own leading lady, and the actress of the day objected most strongly to the theatre being demolished. And one assumes that this is now the young lady who has still got a presence here. But I'm very much hoping that this activity will prove the point one way or the other, and it will be very interesting to see the results that it particularly is obtained from your medium.
Well, the story has it that the actress, who's the main ghost here that people have sensed, is actually angry because her theatre, her world, if you like, was destroyed and demolished to the ground in order that this station be built. So the reason she's haunting here and lingering here is through anger and through anguish that something she loves so much has been destroyed.
I've heard that over the years, occasionally there has been this presence, even before the station was closed. Because in latter years, this line had a checkered history, was only open during peak hours, for example, before it was finally closed in 1994. This station does have some paranormal activity. It allegedly manifests itself by a drop in temperature. And one doesn't see anything, but one feels a presence.
Having had no idea where he was being brought to, our spiritualist medium Derek Akora had eventually arrived.